14. I gave birth when I was 14. I graduated high school with a 3-year-old. I struggled. The struggle was real. You'll hear it is a waste of time to become an LPN. Guys, I'm not rich, but I'm not doing bad for myself. And I'm going to share with you 8 reasons why I think that you should consider becoming an LPN. Hey you guys, I'm just going to get right to it. My name is Michaela. I'm an LPN of 18 years, and I'm going to share with you 8 reasons why I think that you should consider becoming an LPN. They're phasing LPNs out. You'll hear it is a waste of time to become an LPN. In a few years, the positions for LPNs won't even exist. Why waste your time going to LPN school when you can go straight to RN school? But it never occurs to people just how difficult, competitive getting into an RN program is. Right now, the average acceptance rate for an RN program in the United States is 66%. 66%. Do you know what that means? That means there's a whole lot of you guys applying and a whole lot of you guys not getting in. So what do you do if you apply for RN school and you can't get in? This leads me to reason number 1. Becoming an LPN is a foot in the door to the nursing profession. It's a foot in the door, you guys. Once you become an LPN, you can enter into a bridge program. A bridge program is a program specifically tailored for LPNs who want to fast track becoming an RN. They take into consideration your LPN education and your LPN experience, and they allow you to use that to become an RN in half the amount of time. These programs, while they are competitive, they're not as hard to get into. So you can become an RN in half the amount of time and in half the amount of money. So let me give you guys a little bit of background on myself. I had my son when I was 14. I was on my own when I was 15. So by the time I graduated high school, I had a 3-year-old. When I say I financially struggled, I struggled, you guys. The struggle was real. Okay, so what a lot of people don't realize is that to prevent girls from becoming pregnant as a means to leave mom and dad's, legally you have to be 18 or living with someone 18 in order to get welfare. I wasn't. I was only 15. And so when I say I worked my ass off, I worked my ass off. I worked from sunup to sundown and went to school in between. So by the time I graduated high school, I had already been struggling for what seemed like forever. And while I knew I wanted to go to college, I didn't have it in me to struggle like that for another 4 years. So that leads me to reason number 2. Reason number 2, I think you should consider becoming an LPN. Shorter education requirements. While becoming an RN typically requires a 4-year degree, most LPN programs can be completed in as little as 12 months. I knew that by becoming an LPN, I could make a decent enough salary to support me and my son and go back to school to do what I really wanted to do, which is what I did. After working as an LPN for a year or 2, I went back to school. I didn't go to get my RN. That's another story for another video. But being an LPN allowed me to go to school full-time and work full-time and not have to struggle financially while doing so. Okay, so if you've gone to college, you know how crazy hectic your schedule can be. It varies from one day to the next. Every semester, your schedule changes. Every quarter, your schedule changes. So it makes it extremely difficult to work full-time and go to school full-time. So this leads me to reason number 3. Reason number 3, I think you should consider becoming an LPN. Flexibility. LPNs can work in a variety of settings, but they also work a variety of shifts. You can work 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, even 16s. And if you go into home health, you can work 1-hour shifts, 2-hour shifts, 4-hour shifts. They're plentiful. I can hear you saying, why would I want to work a 1-hour shift? It seems like a total waste of time. But is it for $40 or $50? I hear you now. $40 or $50? LPNs don't make that kind of money. Oh, they don't? I assure you they can, and I assure you they do. Those 1-hour shifts came in handy when I went back to school, because I would work an hour before school and I would schedule my classes so that I had an hour and a half lunch break, at which time I would see a patient for an hour, and then I would go back to class. I was done with my classes by 2, and then I would go back to work afterwards. I picked up a private duty pediatric case, which was a 3-hour shift, and I was done with work and school by 6 o'clock. On the weekends, I would pick up a 10 or 12-hour shift, and I would schedule that on a Friday night so that I got off super early Saturday morning, and I would have what felt like my whole weekend to myself. So this leads me to reason number 4. Work-life balance. Many LPN positions offer flexible scheduling, allowing for a better work-life balance. When you are working a minimum wage job, you are oftentimes forced to work 1, 2, and sometimes even 3 jobs just to make ends meet. You cannot be present for things that matter. You're not there for basketball games, soccer games, baseball games. You can't take your daughter to gymnastics. Heck, forget about taking them to these things. You can't even afford these things. And so when you're stuck in survival mode, that's all your energy is going towards. You don't have the luxury of affording and participating in extracurricular things. So this leads me to number 5, competitive salary. Now, are you going to get rich? Probably not. But the average LPN is making a base salary. That's not including overtime and working extra shifts. The average LPN is making a base salary of $52,397. Now, there are LPNs who would scoff at that. They're not getting out of bed for that salary. But in the same breath, there are LPNs elsewhere who would kill to be making that type of money. Now, there are so many different factors and so many different variables that go into an LPN salary. Things like experience. Did you just graduate nursing school, or have you been doing this for 18 years? Location. Are you in Cali, or are you in some town that no one's ever heard of? Specializations. For wound care, for example. Certifications. Are you IV certified? Can you start an IV? Can you draw blood? And where are you working? Are you in a hospital? Are you working in a prison? Are you traveling across America? Or are you in a nursing home? All these things factor into how much you can make as an LPN. And although the LPN salary can vary widely, it's always more than minimum wage, and that's usually enough to make a decent living just about anywhere in the United States. You guys, am I rich? Not yet, but I can assure you that when I get there, me becoming an LPN played a significant role in me getting there. So, like this channel, subscribe to this channel, and watch me build an empire that they say can't be built on an LPN salary. And not only will you watch me do it, I will show you how it's done so you can do it too. Guys, I'm not rich, but I'm not doing bad for myself. And I say that not to brag, but to encourage you to consider what the benefit of sacrificing 1 year of your life is in exchange for freedom for the rest of it. And this leads to reason number 6. Reason number 6 that you should consider becoming an LPN: plentiful career options. LPNs can work just about anywhere. LPNs have the opportunity to work in various settings. You can work in hospitals. You can work in long-term care facilities. You can work in assisted living. You can work in prisons. You can work in schools. You can work in labs. You get the idea. And now we're at reason 7, why you should consider becoming an LPN. Opportunity for advancement. Okay, so once you become an LPN, you can either stay an LPN or you can go on and get certain certifications, such as wound care, that will allow you to command a higher salary. So LPNs who specialize in a certain skill set open the doors for advancement opportunity. LPNs can oftentimes obtain positions initially created for RNs if they possess the experience and the skill set to support that position. As a licensed practical nurse, you can go on to become an RN, you can become a nurse practitioner, you can even become a nurse anesthetist. Once you become an LPN, there's nowhere to go but up. And these are just a few of the career paths available to you once you become an LPN. And reason number 8 to become an LPN, job security. As the healthcare industry continues to grow, LPNs can feel confident in their job stability and their job security. LPNs aren't going anywhere, you guys. They're here to stay. Now, at one point in time, they were phasing LPNs out of the hospital setting, but since the pandemic hit, even that has changed. So as long as there are people, you know you'll have a job. You guys witnessed firsthand when the pandemic hit, how overnight, how many people were without jobs. You know who wasn't? LPNs. And according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, between now and the year 2029, the employment growth rate for LPNs is more than double that of most other careers during the same period of time. So it's pretty safe to say the future for LPNs is looking kind of solid. It's looking kind of solid, you guys. LPNs ain't going nowhere. You know, there was a point in my life where I didn't like my life very much. And I was like, I need to change it. So you know what I did? I packed up my house, loaded everything in a U-Haul. I packed up my kids and we moved halfway across the country. And you know why I was able to do that? Because I became an LPN. I knew that no matter where I decided to go, no matter where we ended up, that I would have a job. And so I tell you guys, don't listen to what everybody else is saying. If you want to embark on an LPN career, go ahead. You become an LPN and you decide that you want to advance and become an RN, go ahead. So these are just a few of the many reasons why I think that you should become an LPN. So, quick recap. Reason number 1, it's a foot in the door to the nursing profession. Reason number 2, shorter education requirements. Typical LPN program can be completed in 12 months. 3, flexibility. You want to work, you want to go to school, single mom. Working as an LPN, you can make your life work. Reason number 4, work-life balance. You can actually work, support your family, and be there for what matters. Reason number 5, competitive salary. Reason number 6, plentiful career options. I've been doing this 18 years and I have worked in the hospital setting. I've worked at step-down units, assisted living, nursing homes, home health. If there is an area of nursing that you don't like, you can find another one. 7, opportunity for advancement. Like I said before, once you become an LPN, there's nowhere to go but up. And reason 8, job security. You'll never worry about having a job. As long as there are people in existence, there will be a position for you. So, like I said, these are just a few of the many reasons why you should consider becoming an LPN. Not only is it fulfilling and rewarding, it offers job security and opportunities for growth. Please like this video and subscribe to the channel for more career-related content. I'm Michaela.